Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. Okay, have you ever felt like your AI coding tools are, well, kind of just making a mess of your project faster than they're actually helping? Yeah, I've been there. Today, we're taking a really deep technical dive into how you can take absolute control of your AI coding workflows. We are mastering the Google Gemini CLI. If you've been searching for a way to integrate some seriously powerful AI assistants directly into your terminal without losing your grip on the actual architecture of your codebase, you are absolutely in the right place. Get ready, because we're about to seriously upgrade your development environment.
Okay, let's just quickly look at our technical roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with structured versus vibe coding, then meet the Gemini CLI itself, dive into the massive 1 million token context window, walk through setup and authentication, and wrap up with the VS Code companion extension.
Section 1, Structured versus Vibe Coding, the Professional Philosophy.
So let's talk about how we actually interact with AI as developers on a day-to-day basis. There's this massive trend right now, you've probably heard of it, called vibe coding. But here's the harsh reality. Vibe coding often produces what our source material so accurately calls slop or boogie code. You end up fumbling around, blindly copying and pasting errors back and forth into the AI, just kind of crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. Today, we're explicitly rejecting that messy trend. Instead, we're focusing on structured coding. This is where AI tools are agentic, nuanced, and highly targeted. And the absolutely crucial part here, the developer stays strictly in the loop, using AI to work on small, specific features rather than asking it to spit out an entire monolithic app in one giant prompt. Honestly, think of vibe coding like throwing spaghetti at a wall, whereas structured coding is like using a precise scalpel. You remain the architect, using the AI for targeted enhancements.
Our source material anchors this concept perfectly. Just take a look at this quote right from the creator. I prefer to use agentic coding tools in a more nuanced and targeted way, dipping into the weeds myself to make changes. So the big takeaway here is that you absolutely must maintain deep, personal involvement in your code base. You are the architect, right? The AI is just your, albeit highly capable, assistant. Think about it. If a nasty bug pops up and the AI wrote the whole thing blindly, you'll be totally lost in your own files. Structured coding ensures you literally never lose the map to your own software.
Moving on to Section 2, meet the Gemini CLI, your terminal assistant. So you might be wondering, what is the specific tool that actually makes this structured, highly focused philosophy possible? Well, it's a CLI coding agent. By definition, this is an AI tool that brings coding assistance directly into your terminal environment. It lets you generate code, squash bugs, and ask deep technical questions without ever leaving your project folder, which means zero context switching for you. And because it operates completely independently of any specific visual editor, you're never locked into just one IDE. It's totally flexible. And this brilliantly illustrates why the Gemini CLI is gaining so much traction over those traditional web-based chatbots. Just look at these perks. First off, it slots into literally any workflow because, well, it runs right in your shell. Second, it avoids UI distractions. There are no cluttered web interfaces pulling your focus away from the code. Third, it offers a really generous free plan right out of the box, which is always nice. And finally, it's incredibly extensible. You can easily plug in prompt libraries, custom commands, and MCC servers, which, by the way, give your AI secure access to external data tools so you can tailor the agent exactly to what you need. All right, Section 3, the 1 million token context window, unprecedented scale.
1 million. I just want to let that massive number sink in for a second. When we talk about AI models and technical specs, this represents a staggering, game-changing leap in capability. But what does a 1 million token context window actually mean for you in practice as a developer? It means the AI model can hold a massive amount of your project files and your entire ongoing conversation history in its head at one single time. You aren't just sending it some tiny, isolated snippet of code anymore. It can ingest and genuinely understand the broader context of your entire application. This is an absolute game changer when you're trying to build out a complex app where dozens of different files are constantly interacting with one another. It's like having a coworker who has read every single line of your code and remembers all of it perfectly.
Let's get practical. Section 4, setup and authentication steps, getting started. Let's turn all this theory into reality. Getting the Gemini CLI running on your machine is astonishingly fast. Step 1, you just install it globally. If you're on a Mac, you can simply use Homebrew. If you're on Windows, use npm. Just make sure you've got Node.js installed first, obviously. Step 2, use the CD command to navigate directly into the specific project folder you want to work on. And step 3, simply type Gemini in your terminal and hit enter. Boom, that's it. You've got a world-class AI agent running right there in your terminal. Now, of course, if it's your first time booting it up, you are going to need to authenticate. You'll be presented with 3 main options. First is logging in with your standard Google account. Honestly, I highly recommend starting right here because it's completely free, it offers very generous usage limits, and it gives you immediate access to the Gemini 2.5 model. Your second option is a Gemini API key, which you generate via Google AI Studio. You'll need this if you want to unlock the more advanced Gemini 3 model. And finally, there's Vertex AI, which is essentially an advanced hub meant for fine-tuning and deploying enterprise models. But again, for beginners, definitely just stick to the free Google account.
So once you're authenticated, you can test its power literally immediately. Our source material highlights a fantastic way to do this. Say you navigate to a dummy project like a Nuxt 3 demo app called Food Smash that uses Vue and vtest. Just type in the prompt, "Tell me about this project." Instantly, the Gemini CLI scans your local files, reads your package dependencies, and spits out a highly accurate summary of your components, UI features, and folder structure. It's exactly like having a senior developer instantly review your local repository, except, this one reads at the speed of light.
And finally, Section 5, VS Code Companion Extension, Editor Integration. Now, what's really interesting here is that we can take that powerful, independent terminal experience we just talked about and tightly integrate it right into your editor. Installing the VS Code Companion extension absolutely supercharges your workflow. First, it gives the AI open final context, meaning it knows exactly what file you're currently looking at on your screen without you having to tell it. It also provides selection context, so it understands the specific lines of code you just highlighted. And best of all, it offers native diffing. This allows you to see a side-by-side comparison of the AI's generated code right up against your original code, so you can accept those changes with total confidence. It's so smooth. We've covered a lot today: the professional philosophy, the setup steps, and the incredible technical capabilities of this tool. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Will you settle for copying and pasting slop and a chaotic vibe coding session, or will you take control and integrate structured, highly targeted AI into your workflow today? The tools to take total command of your codebase are quite literally right at your fingertips. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now get out there and build something incredible.